Hey guys, how you doing? Shane Gorell and a channel called Alaska Triangle. Um, and I'm not trying to copy the TV show. It's called The Alaska Triangle, but really, I call Alaska Triangle because that's where I live. And I mean, I reside inside the Alaska Triangle, and everything I do, I go shopping in it. I, I go out in the woods in it, and it's been that way for many, many years. Um, and I'm conditioned for it, definitely. And I'm not afraid to live in it. I should be, definitely should be. I I've broken down so many different kinds of fears over the years, um, especially with these beings, that are around. Um, Now I just talk to them when I see them, and they're right there. I just talk to them. You know, I don't mean like carrying on a conversation with you, or carrying on a conversation with a buddy at the bar drinking a beer. It's not like that. And and you have to think about it like you are a critter, like a hamster, right? To them, you're a hamster. Okay, so how would a hamster communicate to me to tell me that it's smart? So you have to communicate in a different way. You can't just say, "Hey, how you doing?" Because if a hamster went like this to you, you'd be like, "Huh, that little fucker just waved at me," right? Excuse my language. I guess a lot. But you know, you just have to communicate differently. You have to just, you know, try sign language. I took sign language years ago because there was a deaf girl I liked. I went to the far extent and actually took sign language, and and so I know I still know a little bit like my name um, is Shane. So I know a few things. I've talked to deaf people recently too. Um, and when I do see them, I try to communicate with them because deaf people can only talk to people that know sign language, right? So I try to, um, sit there and talk to them. So, anyways, this video is about Mothman. So there's a lot of different creatures out there, and a lot of them actually coexist with each other, and kind of like us, a bunch of different races, and we have to coexist just like they have to coexist. And they live in the same realm, like we live in the same realm. So, and they coexist with us. They know they don't want to be seen by us because they live in our world. And if people knew what they were and how they lived and where they hide, um, people would probably go out and find them and try to kill them because that's what humans do. They try to kill what they're afraid of. And and people think I'm telling secrets. I'm not telling these secrets. Uh, This has been going on for centuries, and I'm just telling you what I see. I don't even know any secrets, to tell you the truth. I don't know what the government's doing. I don't even give a fuck, to tell you the truth. All I care about is what I'm doing. And and these things coexist in my life. And I'm gonna cover something else really quick. I told you about the 62-day green juice fast I did. I also did a 10-day water fast to jumpstart the 60. It was 62 days actually, green juice fasting. And then when I got done with that, I did a pineal gland cleanse, and that was like very difficult, even after the 62-day green juice fast. And this was back in 2014. Now, I know you're looking at me like, you'd be a lot skinnier if you did that. 2014. Let me tell you again, that was in 2014. Right now it's 2020. A lot has happened since then. But it doesn't change the fact that my pineal gland was cleansed. And it doesn't change the fact that my third eye was opened when I cleansed the pineal gland. And the reason why I'm telling you that is because it might make a lot big difference to why I can see what I do see. Um, I believe when you do cleanse the pineal gland, that you know, you have a really good chance of doing a deep, you're doing a deep tissue cleanse is what you're doing, and you're regenerating the brain. And when I did that, I regenerated my optic nerves, and I know this because I used to wear glasses. I used to wear really thick glasses, and I couldn't see very good. All of my childhood pictures, I'm wearing glasses. I never did have a surgery because my eyes are like oblonged, and they said the surgery it doesn't work for uh, people's eyes like mine, and they said that I couldn't wear contacts because they don't make contacts for eyes shaped like mine, and I had to wear glasses, and I hated wearing those glasses, and then I read online that you could uh, totally regenerate your brain and all your tissues, and cleanse your pineal gland, and open your third eye. And I thought, wow, you know, that's my personality for you. You know, I I'm an empath. So I tend to believe everything I read, right? And and I'm a Libra on top of it. Um, so I'm reading that and I'm like, oh, I'm gonna try that. And then I did a bunch of research on it, and I thought, well, what do I have to lose? You know, 2 months of my life. 2 months, and I could actually cleanse my body and regenerate my cells. I'm 48 years old, and I know I don't look it. I've been told I look younger. Um, when I shave, I look a lot younger. I look like a kid. So I might shave one of these days and just show you. Um, but when I did that cleanse, it actually worked because I went back to the eye doctor. I said my glasses, they're blurry. They don't work. They're not working very good. I feel like I can see better without them. The eye doctor says, "All right, come on in here, sit down in the machine, and let me blow air in your eyeball." Right? And he tells me I have 20/20 vision. I mean, like literally, he tested my eyes. He's like, "Okay, stand right here and read the lowest line if you can. Cover your right eye," that kind of thing. And told me I had 20/20 vision. He said, "I don't know what happened, but you have 20/20 vision." And I was like, huh, imagine that. You know, I did wish I didn't have to wear my glasses. You can think about a couple different ways. Did I wish it and God created a miracle for me, so I wouldn't have to wear glasses? Did I do something right? To where I was throwing a bone, so I didn't have to wear glasses, right? Um, was my karma awesome? Did I cash in all those tokens so the aliens would fix my eyes in the middle of the night when I'm sleeping? Maybe, right? Maybe. Um, are they? Do they come back and visit me all the time to give me shots and and heal me every time they see me? Maybe. It's a possibility. Um, are there's so many questions. Or did I actually cleanse my pineal gland and open my third eye? Probably. And I don't think there's very many people that actually follow through with it. I think they might say they follow through with it, but don't actually do it. I followed through. I did everything that was involved for that cleanse, and it was very difficult. And I couldn't eat very much. I mean, it was no food. It was all drinking, and it was just weird stuff like cayenne pepper, turmeric root, and turmeric root, and ginger root, and a bunch of different roots, licorice root, and tons of stuff. And I had to juice it all together and drink it, and oh, it was foul. And then there was days where I couldn't juice that. It was just squeezing some lemon in a little cup and drinking that, and then washing down the water, and it was like, oh, and you couldn't mix the two. You had to do it just like they said in the recipe. So I did exactly what they said. But hey, I have 20/20 vision now, right? So I'm happy, and my third eye. You know, I don't. I doubt you would. I doubt there's actual a third eye. I've read all about it, but you know, whatever is closed off inside your head, um, I believe it's now open. And I started noticing right away, like the energy. I could see energy coming off the tops of trees. You know, people were like, "Oh, are you on acid? Have you ever taken acid?" I have, a long time ago when I was a kid, but just you know, like 2015, I started noticing that, and I could see the energy. And when I saw people walking, I could see energy coming off of them. I could see their auras, golden or blues, bunch of different colors, and and then I started realizing that the colors actually meant what mood they were in. And I know it sounds crazy. I know everything I say sounds crazy, probably. Um, and you don't have to believe it. You know, it's really up to you. Um, ultimately, of course. I want to talk about the Mothman a little bit. So I did. I was when I was delivering papers, I saw something that I thought was a moth, and it was that moth thing. I could see why people would say the Mothman. It walks bipedal. It looks like a moth. It has this big long nose thing coming off of it, which kind of looks like a mosquito too, right? Uh, but they're tall and mostly skinny. I haven't seen fat ones like a moth, but they look like a moth. Their wings, their coloration, they look like you could squeeze them and they would just into dust. They look like dust, but yeah, trust me, they are not dust. And they, why I think why people don't see them, and they don't even go hide anywhere. I mean, what they do is their wings. They have wings, just like moth. What they do is they take their wings and they enclose themselves in the wings, and I mean really tight. And they're a lot skinnier than me, so I can't describe it. I wish I should have had a sheet or something to show you. But they get really tight, and you can see their bone structure when they do it, and almost like a bat, right? And then but they don't hang upside down. And then they might just do it in the middle of the field somewhere, and they do that. And so imagine this: you see something gray in the middle of the field. You're not going to be able to tell if it's a mothman or not. I mean, it looks like a tree stump. I ain't shitting you. And I mean, still see them around. I can tell which ones are the moth and which ones are actually a tree. It's pretty easy to tell. But for an untrained eye, you're not gonna see nothing. You're gonna see tree stumps all over the place. You're not gonna be able to decipher whether it's a Mothman or a tree, because you have that conjunctive distance going on, and that's that's the true fate right there. That that phrase, the conjunctive distance. You're gonna believe what you know. That's it. I have it. When I told you on the last video that there's something attached to me on my back, I'm not lying to you. I can feel it. I can feel it move, and we're like a host. We are for them to, you know, feed off of. Basically, that's the perverse side of it. The scary side is you don't want to stand out too much because they will come feed off of you because they want your energy. Kind of like the stories you hear about the Hollywood stars or the other people higher up. They have a lot of money. I've heard some really perverse stories that they feed off of babies of blood, because they think they can live forever, right? Now, where would they learn that from? You know, did they learn it from these creatures? Maybe they can live forever because they feed off of all of us. The people that would have more energy, the people that you know thrive. Like me, I have a lot of energy because I I have big goals, huge goals, and I'm loud and I'll tell you how it is. I'm not here. I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not here to lie to you. I don't have a following like missing 411, or I don't have a following like a bunch of these big time actors. You know, not a lot of people I don't think are going to want to listen to my stories. And so I have no reason to lie to you. There's something right here on my back. You can't see it. You can't see it. I can't see it, but it's there. And there's a Hollywood actress and comedian, Amy Schumer. I noticed a few months ago she has one, and the reason why I say she has one because I can see it. I can see hers. She can't see it. I don't even know if she could even feel it. Maybe if she really focuses, and she probably feels some kind of twinge or itch on her body or something. And hers looks like a parasite. Maybe mine does too. Maybe yours does too. Hers looks like kind of like a crab, kind of like the alien in the Alien movie. To tell you the truth, looks like a shell, and then legs that wrap around and grab, and then a long tail that will wrap around your leg. And I have a picture of hers. You can actually see it in the photograph, and whoever looks at the photograph can see it. When I point it out, they're like, "Holy shit! How does she not know that?" And then she's standing on stage, and she probably has 5,000 people in the audience, and nobody sees that. I wrote to her. It was on Instagram a couple of years ago, and I said, if that's a pot pie on your knee, I would eat the fuck out of it. It was just a joke. It was funny, right? And Adam Carolla, uh, he posed. He goes, "That's the funniest thing I ever heard." And then and he just kind of laughed about it. And he goes, "What is that, Amy?" And soon after, Amy was like, "I don't know what that is. That's scary though." And but she left the picture up. So it's on her Instagram. You'd have to go back quite a ways. I don't know, but it's one of the photographs where she's standing on stage with this wearing a skirt, but you can see her knee. It's on her kneecap. It looks like a muffin sitting on top of her kneecap, like a pot. Looks like a pot pie, but it's inside the skin. It's inside of her, but you can see the tail wrapped around her leg, going all the way down to her ankle, and it's a parasite, you know, and she doesn't know it's there because she's conditioned to live with these things, just like you and I are. And so then the conjugative distance comes up. We block out what scares us, and that is extremely perverse, right? Things living inside of her. There's probably one living inside of every one of us. Probably, if you want to really dive deep in that rabbit hole, we might be that. We might not even look like this. I know I look different to one person than I will another person. Just like this hammock hanging behind me, this blue hammock, it might look orange to somebody. It might just look like a towel to somebody else, but it's a hammock because I say it's a hammock, right? And so these parasites that are a part of our lives could actually be anything. It could be, that parasite could have been Amy Schumer's Amy Schumer's baby, and she doesn't even know it. It could be, a part of her, like always been there, and she wouldn't know it because it's so perverse. She would block it out, right? She could look like that. We could all look like that right now. We could all have long tails. We could all have, a bunch of, claws. We could all have a, big old thing coming off our nose right now. Because of the conjugative distance, we would block it out, right? It's true. So it's interesting when you start thinking about things that in that direction, right? I thought about all scenarios, and I'll probably be telling you a lot more than that as we proceed. As I feel more comfortable talking, I have a lot to say, and I've been holding it all in, because it came to a point I was like, who am I going to tell? You know, someone's got to know all this stuff, and or should they? I wonder if I should be telling any of this stuff. A couple times I almost shut down my channel, because I don't want people following me around. I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. You can see I stay here a lot. I'm writing a book. I'm writing 3 books actually. I'm writing one about aliens and 2 about Bigfoot. And they'll take you to the extreme. Those books will. They will take you straight down that rabbit hole. Printed on ink, printed on paper. And you're going to be thinking a lot different after you read those books. One of them I'm almost done, and I plan on publishing through lulu.com. It's LEULU.com. It's like a self-publishing site. Since I don't have a publisher, I don't even know one, to tell you the truth. If any of you are a publisher, let me know. Or any of you interested in being involved in helping me get my story out, my stories, let me know, okay? And then I'm not looking for fame. Definitely not looking for fame. And it would be nice to have some money to survive. I'm broke as a joke. So I'm not looking to get rich quick or anything, and I'm not looking to get rich even. I don't care about money. I have to pay rent. I don't own this place. Um, and that's all I really care about is paying rent like month to month because I can't work. I it's not that I just can't work. I can't find work. I can't find work where I live. There's no work, and I would have to have a sit down kind of job. And because my knee hurts that bad, you know, I'll have to take a painkiller to go hiking. But I can't drive truck. I have a CDL and I can't drive truck because I can't. I have high blood pressure. Here's one of my pills right here. Hydrochloride. Here's another one. You know, lisinopril. I have muscle relaxers. I mean, I have a whole bunch of pills. You know, high blood pressure is my worst enemy for sure. Pain, uh, pain because of my knee. I don't smoke pot and get high. I don't like THC. I don't like what it does to my head. But I have smoked the flower of the CBD, just CBD. It might have a tiny little THC in there, but not enough to harm me or change the way I think. And but it definitely takes the pain away. Someone gave me some recently, and it takes the pain away like instantly. Boom, no pain. The CBD does, and so I'd rather smoke that stuff than take a painkiller. So I I do smoke the CBD flower with very little THC in it, because I don't like to be all headstrong and you know laying there. You know, I I don't like that. So I stay away from the THC. Um, so I want to talk to you about the Mothman, and then I want to talk to you about the Nephilim. I have I have a lot to say about the Nephilim. So everyone's like, "Oh, your monsters you see are the Nephilim." Is that? I don't even know if I'm pronouncing that right. Nephilim? I'll say Nephilim. Uh, I believe in God. Of course, something created us, right? And when I pray, I can feel it inside me. You know, unless unless I'm feeling unless I'm feeling that thing inside me. It's possible. Um, I'm thinking, oh yeah, when I pray, I can feel the Holy Spirit dancing inside me. Maybe when I pray, that little critter is pissed off. Oh, that is so horrible to say. Um, it could be true. Um, I have a lot to say about just that subject. You can clearly tell I'm holding back on that subject, but the Nephilim, though, they're not the Nephilim. People keep saying, "Oh, they're the Nephilim," but they're not. I know where the Nephilim are. I know where they're buried, and the Nephilim are giants, and they're not the giants that you think that they uncovered in Egypt or wherever they uncovered these huge skulls. Of the humanoid skulls that they uncovered recently. That's a miniature compared to these giants that I've seen. So once you open the third eye, I think that has a lot to do with it. Then you start seeing things, and once you start seeing things, you see more of those things, and you see more and more, and you dive deeper and deeper and deeper. And and you don't even have to read anything. You'll see them; they're right there. You know, and I was flying between. I was on Alaska Airlines, flying to Hawaii. I was flying to Hawaii right in the middle of the pandemic, right before the airline shut down, and I was the only one on the plane. I'm just sitting there. I'm on the right side of the airplane, flying towards Seattle, and from Anchorage. And I was probably maybe an hour. I don't know, maybe a half an hour to an hour into the flight, and I look out the window. You can see the mountains. It's just such a beautiful sight. And I look down, and you can see the mountains so clear. And then I noticed something down there in the mountain range, not on the surface of the mountain range, but back in probably 50 miles back into the mountain range. The surface is like where Puget Sound kind of wraps around the mountains, and wraps through like islands and stuff. But I don't know if it was an island or just a mountain range, because it went by so quick. We're flying at whatever, 450 miles an hour or something, 400 miles an hour, I think. And so we're cruising along, and I look down, and I notice something. I see something, and I whip out my cell phone. I focus in on it, and I take a couple pictures before we're past it, right? And it looked like, honestly, it looked like two massive grave sites. I mean, we're talking as big as a mountain range, massive, huge. And and then it also, the reason why I say grave sites, not like, I don't mean like a hump like a mountain. It looked like grave sites because they were dug out. I ain't shitting you. Like you could see the body laying, like they were digging. You could see these, you could see what looked like machinery down there, and you could see, like this outline of this body, and then like the snow and whatever the mountain range was pulled back and cut back in. It was cut. It was a nice clean cut, or big long rectangle cut. And I was like, holy shit, you know. Sometimes I can't believe what I see, right? So I have to take a picture. So I zoomed in, took a picture. And then I saw another one at a distance. And so you could see make out the face, the head, the body of this thing laying buried, right? Frozen in time, basically, frozen probably thousands of years, right? And someone's down there, something's going on, they're unburying it. And then I see one a little bit further away, and its head is like propped up, and it looked like an alien head. No, I know what it sounds like. Sounds crazy, and and you can make it out in the picture. I have the picture. I have the pictures, and it's. I mean, these things are massive. They're bigger than a mountain. We're talking like 3 mountains size. I'm talking big fucking mountains. Alaska mountains, right? Um, was it paranoia? I know that's what you're thinking. Oh, how high the plane was looking down. Was it paranoia? Maybe. I saw it though, and I took a couple pictures. Both pictures came out the same. I've showed them to other people, and they're like, "Are those aliens? What is that?" Because you can make it out pretty easy because you can see the line, the cut down mark, and so you say they're Nephilim. You think of you as a large creature. You know, that's how you see yourself. Some big, massive creature. You're the biggest creature on the planet, right? You're human. Human humans always see themselves as, you know, a large life form that, you think you're stronger than anything else out there. You're not. You know, a bear can just snatch you up in a heartbeat. I'm telling you, a heartbeat, quick. Takes 3 seconds for a bear to run like from like 30 yards away. I think a bear can run like 10 yards in a second or something like that. Something crazy fast. You don't even have time to pull your gun out in 3 seconds. Like reaching for it, and the bear's already on top of you. One swipe can take your head off from a bear with a bear. So yeah, the aliens I see that are our height or smaller are not Nephilim. Way we're talking giants, okay? They have to be giants. That's what it says in the Bible, right? I've never read the Bible, but I know I read that one paragraph where it talks about the Nephilim. I don't know. There could be many paragraphs. I really don't know. Maybe you can tell me. But I believe they were giants, and those things I saw buried in the ice, they were giants. Um, most of these aliens are small, tiny, like really small, like table height. I call them little marshmallow men. Like my friends, they're like, "What do you call them?" I'm like, "Little marshmallow men," because they're most of the ones that you see are their bodies look like a marshmallow, and they're white. They're pure white. You know, the grays, the tall grays. Um, I've never seen tall grays ever. I see white marshmallow ones. I see uh, the moth ones. I see these other ones that kind of like a. I would have to say a lot of people would think they're Bigfoot. Uh, I'm gonna call them the Bigfoot because I mean they have huge feet and they're black and hairy, and there's lots of them, thousands of them. And then I see shorter black ones. Uh, they remind me of Cousin It because you can't see their eyes; it's just hair. And but then they have these antennas. I've seen the Anunnaki, which is like an ant head humanoid. They're shorter though; they're like 4 to 5 feet tall, but really thin, with an ant-like head with you know, um, whatever you call them, the antennas, and their antennas they start right here, and they can grow out, and they can control them. So they're like down inside their head, and then when they sense something, they go. And I have a picture. It looks like a purple or a blue bathtub with one sitting on top of it. And I thought, I mean, it was the first time I had seen the Anunnaki, and I was in Olympia, Washington, and I seen it, and I was like, "What?" I get out of my car, and I have a Canon Rebel TI digital, and I started taking pictures. It was pretty far away, but I could see movement, and I could see that blue, really strong blue or purple color. And so I have a 800 millimeter lens, and and it extends out, and so I was zooming way up to it and taking a whole bunch of pictures, and then I saw it was moving, and I was taking pictures, different movements it had. Then I thought it went like this with its hand and a fist, and I thought, oh my god, this thing's communicating, and they do communicate with you. So I go like this, I throw my hand up, and then boom, it was its antennas, and I didn't know right away. I didn't know, but his ship lifted up. It was like turned sideways like this, and he's looking down at me. Then I thought his hand went up like that, but it wasn't. His ship lifted up, turned like this, and then I saw his antennas like this. I was like, "Holy shit! That's some kind of creature, some kind of alien." And at the time, I didn't even know what an Anunnaki was. You know, I never read that much about aliens and stuff. I was like most people, I was like, ah, that's bullshit. But until you see, when you see, then you're gonna start seeing a lot more, and it's kind of exciting at first. And you're like looking around, you see people, and you're like, you know, you walk up to them, you'll say, "Hey, do you see that up there?" And they're like, "I don't see anything," because they don't see anything. You're like, you belong to an elite group. You know, I'm serious. You do belong to an elite group. The very few people actually can see, and I don't know how many people. Probably most of them don't go on YouTube and say, "Oh, I can see," Um, but I can't see everything. There's definitely layers. It's like peeling back, the skin of a banana. There's layers and layers and layers and layers, and I believe each layer is like another dimension. I hear something outside. I'm like pretty far away from anything. I hear a dog barking. That's weird. Maybe there's a lost dog out here. Hmm. Well, if the dog comes barking at my door, I'll go open the door. But, I don't hear it anymore. I hear a vehicle too. Probably people out there. It's what time is it? It's 3:14 right now here in Alaska. I'm in Whittier, Alaska. Um, right, my I live in a commercial place, like right on the water. My plan, I was gonna sell Indian fry bread tacos, and that's what I sold over the summer. Um, I was gonna sell that and kettle corn. I built a kettle corn machine, and when I wasn't driving truck, I was usually selling kettle corn. You can find me some at some event selling kettle corn somewhere. It's pretty easy to do. It's something I can do alone, and I don't have to. I can't get hired anywhere. No one will hire me. I could be on some kind of no hire list for all I know. Um, and these people that have attacked me online and stuff, uh, they could have, put me on some kind of no hire list. It's possible. There are lists like that. I've been told, by some really important people that there are no hire lists. They force you into living like a bum. They force you into being homeless. And then when you're homeless, they hope that you do a crime, so you'll end up in jail and never heard of, never heard from again. You know, so you're right about not telling too much. Because there are some really perverse people out there that they won't lock you up, but they'll put you on a no fly. I don't know, like David Polias um, talked about. They'll put you on a no fly list, so you can't fly anywhere. Uh, but it gets more perverse than that. They'll put you on a list where no one will hire you. Um, then how are you going to make money, right? And you gotta, think outside the box, become an entrepreneur, sell kettle corn or hot dogs or something, and you can make a lot of money doing it though. I used to sell hot dogs a long time ago. Sell them for $5 a pop, and like a sausage dog. Here in Alaska, you sell like reindeer dogs, and to the tourists. But I sold uh, reindeer dogs with caramelized onions, and I squirt Coca-Cola on them on the onions so they get caramelized real easy. And then I would sell like 300 a day, and then I'd go home. And I was averaging $1,500 a day. So they might have forced me into this dark corner where I can't work. No one will give me a job. because they don't want me to make money and fly and travel around and do things, you know, outside of the norm, you know. They're trying to anchor me down at one spot, probably so they can keep an eye on me or something. Um, but I get real creative. I'll go sell kettle corn or hot dogs and make enough money where I can go somewhere else and do the same thing all over again, or whatever I want to do. You know, I shouldn't have to be anchored down to one place. For years, I'd fly back and forth between Alaska and Hawaii, and I would work for like Icicle Seafoods or Trident Seafoods. But both of those places, they won't hire me. I worked for Icicle. I drove truck for Icicle. Not this summer, but last summer I did down in Homer, and I reapplied with them because I made pretty good money driving truck for them, and they wouldn't hire me. They wouldn't call me, no nothing. And I don't know why. They hired the guy that I trained though. They hired him back. They didn't hire me, and I'm like the easiest guy to work around, and I don't cause any problems or anything. But they wouldn't hire me. They wouldn't talk to me. No nothing, and really shocked me because I enjoyed that job. It was just seasonal, just hauling fish, and but I liked it. Long hours, you make more money, right? So I made, I mean, it was a lot of money. I mean, I was making like 5,500 every 2 weeks with them, and then just the season, just two months of driving, but it was nice to have that little nest egg, to help me through the winter. Um, and then the summer before, I worked for Trident Seafoods, and Trident Seafoods was the first job I ever had was with them, and I worked for them for many many years, doing a lot of different things. Got to know the owners real well. Always had a really good time there, and they won't even call me. They won't call me, and they won't talk to me or anything. It's like someone called them and told them not to hire me, or they put me on some kind of no hire list somewhere. Um, I don't know why. You know, do I really make people feel that threatened? I mean, this is weird. Um, so that's real. That's what's happening right now to my life. No one will hire me. So whatever. I have a little hot dog machine back here. So I have a kettle corn machine back here. You know, um, that's why I live in a commercial building. You know, there's quite a few people that live in the town where I am, and there's no one really selling cheap food. There's a few restaurants around. And they're real expensive. They sell like steak and seafood. And your ticket for one person eating is like close to $50. So I don't even have to get health approved where I live. There's no health department. Which is kind of nice. Of course, hot dogs are pre-cooked. Hot dogs, it'd be almost impossible to get sick from a hot dog. You cook it to 140 degrees or hotter. Serve it, no colder than 140 degrees, and serve a can of soda. And I usually give them kettle corn instead of a bag of chips. So I would sell a hot dog, little bag of kettle corn, like a bag like that big around and that tall, like a half bag, and a can of soda for $5. And that's the cheapest meal you could ever get, and fulfilling and tastes good, right? Salty and savory, right? And so that's my plan, and I don't give a fuck. I'll just turn on the light that says open. I have it. I have the light that says that. I'll screw up on the window, open the window up, wear my gloves, I'll do everything by health code, but there's no health department where I am. So no one can shut me down. Sure enough, they could, if someone called the health department, it'd probably drive 200 miles and shut someone down, probably. But the likelihood, I mean, all of you could call the health department in Anchorage and say, "Oh, there's a guy in Whittier selling hot dogs, and oh, man, I got sick." They still wouldn't drive out there. So good luck. you know, and if they did drive out, they'd say, "Okay, you guys shut this down. You have to get you have to get approval." And I'd say, "All right, let's do the approval," and they would whip out the paper right there. 'Cause that's how they are in Alaska. They'll just whip out the paper, look and see what you got going on. You have the 3 basin sink. You have everything. You have the NSF approved products. No one's coming in your restaurant. They're all buying them from the window, and they'll approve you on the spot, just like that. Write them a check. You know, to get approved, I believe the total price is right around 250 bucks. Uh, fairly easy, and that's it. So if someone wants to turn me in, I say good luck, and they will. They'll turn you in just out of spite, because they don't believe what you believe, um, and it scares them. Yeah, they'll feel threatened by you. I'm sure you know that. Um, so yeah, so Mothman. I covered the Mothman. I covered the Nephilim, what I think they are and where they are. Um, and that's about it for this episode. Am I going to call it an episode? Yeah, probably not. It's right to the point, right? Mothman. They are alien, and they live among us. And yeah, they probably take people. And that thing, that long straw-like thing coming off their face, they shove it down people's throats. And I know this for a fact. That's part of what I didn't get into today with you guys, but that's what's going on. And when you're being abducted, they do that to you. And I'll probably cover it in another video. And it's part of the reason what freaked me out, why I left Alaska so abruptly. It's part of the reason. It gets way deeper and more perverse than that. And all right, guys, subscribe to my channel, and I look forward to reading your messages, and I'll try to answer any questions you got. And I've been doing this for a long time, just been holding back on telling the stories, so I'm just getting going, and I have a lot to say, and I'll try to cover um, each alien and Bigfoot. I have a lot to say about Bigfoot and what they are and where they are and what they do and why people see them. I think I know why. And I've seen them a lot, and is it people tend to think they're human, like a Neanderthal or something. They're not. Okay, they're not human. They're definitely not. There's something else. Okay, and I know Steve. He tells you guys they're not human too. And I truly believe they're alien. I have photographs of them working together, to tell you the truth. And I posted a photograph. It looks like grass. You see grass in the photo, and then you see a picture of a head, cone shaped. It's a little Bigfoot. Next to it, on this side, there's a picture of an alien, and you can see its eyes. You can see its face. It looks like a mantis, like a praying mantis kinda in the face. Uh, and those 2 were friends. Both their heads popped up together on my video on my GoPro. I t it's a screenshot from my GoPro video. So, and they're together, you know, living together, playing together, or whatever they do together. Um, and it looks like a Bigfoot. The other thing looks like an alien. Um, so I'd just be safe out there, you know? Bigfoot isn't some kind of cartoon animal. It's not like the movies, I just watched uh, a made for family Bigfoot show. I thought it was going to be more realistic, but it was just I laughed all through the show. It was so funny. Uh, it's not like that. You can't be like, "Hey, Bigfoot," you know, fist thump. No, that thing will just break your arm right off. Yeah. So it's funny how we try to make everything cartoon fun, when it's so deadly and perverse. I mean, it'll just pop your head like that. You know, these creatures are dangerous. They're hiding from you, and if you try to find them, sneak up to them, they'll know it. And I don't think it'll turn out very good for you. So make sure you wear your GoPro. Maybe someone will find your little tiny square camera someday. But definitely wear a beacon so people can find you or find your coat, and definitely have a knife inside your coat, have a knife inside your pants, have pistol inside inside your pant pocket, pack a pistol right here. I mean, just take care of yourself. Be safe. Put a pistol inside your backpack too if you can. The more the merrier, because something grabs you and throws you. Your coat might rip off, and your backpack might rip off. Then what? Well, me, I'd still have a pistol in my pocket and a knife in my pocket. So what are you gonna have? That's your answer. So peace, subscribe, share, and please buy something on my store because I need to pay rent, so I can still pay for internet and still shoot some videos. Because I'm right at that point. Today's the 27th, and I don't have enough money. I'm scared I won't have enough money for my internet bill, and they want me to be homeless. I know this because I was homeless. You know, so I know that's what they want. So if you can help me out, I'm not saying don't donate. Don't. I'm not saying don't donate me thousands of dollars. Just buy a hat or a T-shirt if you can. All right, peace. Love you guys.